this is Mid-Atlantic Weather doing a quick update on the weather conditions and some long-term speculation. Just to show you kind of the makeup of the current weather map, we definitely have a high pressure system to settle in. It gave us some cold night last night, and really it's the last coldest night for a little bit as we deal with a much milder pattern here coming up. This high is going to shift east, and we're going to have a little reinforcement of a slightly colder air mass after today and tomorrow's warmer conditions or milder conditions. What we'll see then is, so on day 2 we see this front coming through here, and then and once it does move through, like I said, we get this high to come in. It's a little cooler. I wouldn't say it's that much cooler than what it is today. What we're going to see though is on Friday we get a little bit of trapped colder air up here against the mountains from this a little bit colder air mass, and we may see some freezing rains actually set up, and there's even a possibility overnight Friday night into Saturday morning that some rain and snow showers could enter parts of the region. I wouldn't bet on much of anything, but that's kind of the case. Here's what's happening. We're getting a return flow here on the warmth. So we're riding some colder air at the surface, so you break out into some showers, and the trapped precip could cause some mix. So just continuing on, here we are. Highs moved off. We're getting some return flow, which is some southern breezes, but as I said, there was some trapped colder air. So could be some showers around on Saturday in general. Then as we move forward, we see that there's a brief drying here on Christmas Day, but we also see this warm front that's kind of draped out this way. We're going to get overrunning, and we could see some rain even on Monday as we get this warm front's going to move north. Very strong low pressure system in the middle part of the country. It's going to bring warmer air, milder air into next week. That eventually moves through, and we'll slightly cool behind it. Even though there's a 1028 high coming in here, maybe slightly cooler, I wouldn't count on much cooler air. We're not getting the same origin on this air mass. As you can see, it's coming from the southwest and northeast, as we have from highs coming out of Canada. These are traversing the entire country, and they're much milder than what we've seen before, which is good if you don't like the really, really cold air. So this milder pattern kind of sticks around for quite a bit. And let me just show you the long term from the climate analysis. And this is their outlook in the 6 to 10 day period. You definitely can see that they have a very high level of confidence that there will be much above normal air on the southeast. This is a southeast ridge, typical Bermuda high in the summer, whatever you want to call it. And this ridge is pretty strong because you have this troughing that's going on in the west. Strong jet in the west correlates with this trough here to a strong ridge in the east. So thus we're getting much above normal temperatures into our region. That trend continues even into the 8 to 14 day period. Whoops, sorry. Boy, I'm hitting all these other maps. So you're seeing this 8 to 14 day period, it's above normal. Precipitation-wise, above normal because with the trough in the west, you're getting fronts to come across the east. These lows are going, down into the down here and then moving up here, and they're dragging up moisture, so above normal on precipitation chances, and that's true of the next several weeks. Beyond that, if you look at the 3 to 4 week period, still showing a pretty high risk of above normal temperatures, but I'm going to show a few reasons why that may or may not be true. Precipitation, about equal chances. Then if you look at the overall one for the month, going in January, we're seeing kind of an equal chance of above normal or below normal. Precipitation about the equal chance as well. So let me explain to you really quick why we may see a little bit of cooler air in the long range, or maybe even colder air than what currently was showing on the maps. And this just started showing yesterday. I don't know if this is true. Things seem to take a while, so it may take longer than what I'm showing here. This is mainly just for a point. It's not so much for a reality. What you're seeing here, and this is the PARA GFS. It's a newer version of the GFS. I'm only showing this for a point, not because I trust that this is really what's going to happen. But in the longer range, what we're seeing is this ridging that pops up in here into Alaska. And you're going to see if that happens, you get what's called a negative EPO, or Don't really worry about what that is, but basically it's going to bring in colder air from across the poles and drive it down into the United States, and maybe bring it down cooler. The reason why I'm showing this is because we're seeing little signs of this possibility and a little bit of ridging out here to cause what we call negative NAO. Possible in the long range. GFS has really been highlighting it, but even the European model kind of brought this around. What I think is twofold. One, if this does happen, will it happen quickly? I'm not so convinced it would happen quickly. It would not surprise me if it happens more to the middle of January than the beginning of January. But hey, we'll take it if it ends up happening in the beginning of January. My suspicion is we've had kind of an interesting pattern where around the middle to late part of the month we've been colder, only to relax pretty quickly after that. It wouldn't surprise me if we see the exact same thing happen in January. If you listen to a guy who's cranky weather guy, if you watch him on Twitter, he's kind of been pointing to the same thing where we kind of get this fluctuating back and forth pattern. Joe Bastardi has called it the washtub principle, where you get waves in the east, waves in the west, back and forth of heat and cold, heat and cold. I mean, that's kind of like going to be the year of that. I don't see really good locking patterns for cold to stay. It tends to break out, except for the middle part of the country. I think middle part and even the southwestern part of the, not the southwestern part, but like the Colorado area has been a pretty good lock of a lot of cold this year. But anyway, so that's kind of what I see happening in the longer term. Again, we're talking 2 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks from now, before we really see a return. In the meantime, even though it's shown all as warmer than normal temperatures, everything else, it would not surprise me if something dislodges and we could have a little, crazy event or freak event that could cause something. But beyond that, really nothing more. So here we go the rest of the week. We're getting mild up some. A little front comes through on Thursday. Not much precipitation with it. It cools us down slightly for Friday. Few mixing happening possibly overnight on Friday into Saturday. Saturday will be milder than what it's been, or still in the mild 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe even in the south, far south. Christmas Day looks mild. Not too many weather concerns at all. Return flow again on Monday. More showers possible. We go into the next week. We look for above normal temperatures in general until the front comes through, slightly cooling, and then back to milder conditions until this breakdown happens, which is pretty much in the really long range. And that's kind of it. Sorry for the long-winded, but that's kind of what's going on. And again, this long-range talk is all speculation, and things don't always happen sooner or they tend to happen slower. Sometimes they can happen sooner. We'll see what happens. All for now. And thanks for tuning in to Mid-Atlantic Weather. I hope you have a great holiday.